And with that, I am going to introduce one of our big supporters and a keynote for this evening's event. Dr. Jennifer Griffin is the Vice President for Industry Strategy Investments at the Massachusetts Life Science Center. And Jennifer has just been a fantastic supporter and booster, as has the Mass Life Science Center, of M2D2. The Mass Life Science Center helped fund the renovation of 110 Canal, where we built out our bio and cell culture labs. They provided prize funding for the companies that come into M2D2. They provided guidance and support for all of us over the past few years, and our relationship with them has really grown. So Jennifer, I welcome you to the stage as it is, and we look forward to your comments. And thank you very much for being here with us tonight.
Of course, Steve, my pleasure. Thank you for having me, and good evening, everyone. As Steve mentioned, my name is Jennifer Griffin, and I run the Industry Strategy and Investments at the Mass Life Sciences Center. For those of you who don't know us, we're a quasi-state agency responsible for deploying taxpayer dollars to ensure that Massachusetts remains the global leader in the life sciences, and that's inclusive of pharmaceuticals, digital health, biotech, medtech, advanced biomanufacturing. It's a big mission. And to execute on this mission, we focus a lot of time and resources on building out the necessary infrastructure, like cutting-edge R&D equipment and lab space for our public K-12 STEM education system, but also for our research universities and our academic teaching hospitals. In Massachusetts, we don't want innovation to be stalled by not having access to the right piece of equipment. And that goes for anyone, including early stage companies. In fact, early on, we realized a couple of things. Number one, having a robust network of early stage companies doing innovative, high risk work is critical to a thriving, larger life sciences ecosystem. And number two, early stage companies also need unique infrastructure to support their work and to de-risk it. And so shared lab space, equipment and services, what we now call incubators, was a critical piece of that puzzle. And M2D2 was one of those founding incubator investments for us. And we couldn't be prouder of what the team at UMass Lowell and now UMass Medical School in Worcester has done with the investment. M2D2 has executed on that original mission in the last 10 years by incubating 77 companies who have raised $18 million in SBIR grants, $160 million in angel and venture funding, including 18 exits. And they've expanding to new space in Lowell and now Worcester. We are eagerly awaiting what you all do in the next 10 years. No pressure, because you set the bar pretty high for yourselves. The reason for the success is because M2D2 has done so much more than provide physical space to incubate companies. They've created a community that revolves around the physical incubator. They understood at the outset that while early stage life science companies are high risk ventures, a lot of that risk can be mitigated if you have the right advice early. And so they built networks of trusted advisors, sponsors, who together with UMass Lowell support the incubating companies with office hours, presentations, formal collaborations, and sponsors through this pitch competition. Now, like M2D2, the 200K pitch competition has grown over time. What started as a 25K competition has grown to today's competition, where a collection of sponsors with various types of expertise are offering prizes valued at $200,000. This night is a wonderful example of bringing together the larger life science ecosystem to, in part, scout for the next innovative solutions or partnerships that they need, but also to provide the critical advice. It's one of my favorite nights in pitch competitions all year, and I'm so grateful to the M2D2 team for ensuring that it continued even during a pandemic, making the necessary modifications to ensure that this ecosystem remains safe while continuing to bring us all together. Now, the pandemic has exposed something to the general public that I think we all already knew. Science is critical to improving human health, fighting devastating diseases, and keeping our economy open. We've seen the biotech community here in Massachusetts come together to fight COVID-19 in a variety of ways. Through MassBio, the biotech community donated extra PPE to offset the local shortage. Through the Manufacturing Emergency Response Team, which Mass Life Sciences Center invested $4 million into, life science regulatory and manufacturing experts donated their time, and it was a lot of their time, to provide guidance to non-life science companies who were pivoting to manufacture things like ventilators, hand sanitizer, gowns, masks, and other PPE. And we've already seen so many life science companies pivot and become nimble COVID-19 fighters, from large players like Moderna and Pfizer to smaller groups like Versatope, an M2D2 company in Lowell, and a past 200K challenge winner. And in fact, M2D2 has taken an important role in responding to this pandemic, as Dean Terry Flott nicely articulated, by serving as one of the 5 national technology hubs for the $1.5 billion federally funded RADx program. Now, fundamentally, our industry is full of problem solvers, focusing on solving some of the most complex and urgent medical problems affecting our society. You all spend so much time, rightfully so, thinking about your products, the clinicians that might use them, your partners, your potential acquirers, certainly your investors. But really, it's about the patients at the end of the day that are going to benefit the most from the work that you all do. And we understand that it takes a village to get those products to patients, which is why the Mass Life Sciences Center is so proud to be a funder of that village, ensuring that resources and capital exist to support the work that you all do. And so during this pandemic, where your work is even more critical, we are so pleased to announce that for the first time ever, for the 200K challenge, the Mass Life Sciences Center is providing a cash award to the top Massachusetts finalists in the amount of $50,000 non-dilutive dollars. We believe in the mission and the importance of small, early-stage companies developing innovative solutions for patients. And we believe in M2D2's ability to gather the right village to de-risk your mission. And so we couldn't be prouder to be a sponsor tonight, a member of a larger village of other sponsors who have various talents and expertise that hopefully you all take advantage of. Especially during a pandemic, we look forward to nights like tonight, where we come together, even virtually, to support the work that we all do in our own ways to improve human health. So I'll turn it back to you, Steve, and so we can get to those pitches.
Wonderful, Jennifer, and thank you very much for that generous support and for your partnership over the years. It means a lot, and you all know that it's important to this region, so thank you.